Good dawning. Welcome to another episode of Good Dawning with myself. My name's Josh. I used to be Mr. Floyd, but not so much anymore. And yeah, actually, how we doing, guys? How's the lighting? I can't really tell. All right, good dawning, Bonnie, Karen, Amanda Simpson. Good dawning. How we doing, guys? Welcome. Grateful to. Wow, you guys have been chatting. PG, Clint. Welcome, guys. Grateful to have you all here on this Saturn day. And yeah, how are we? Yay. How we doing, guys? All right, let's grab the bells, right? And we'll center up a little bit here. It worked. What worked? Love you. What worked? Grateful. Whatever worked there, I'm grateful that it worked for you. All right, here we go, guys. Love you too. One. I kind of needed that. There we go. Much better. I feel like Crystal when I do. Remember when Blindly Inspired there? She hits the bells during her lives. Calling you in. Oh, love it. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I was talking to my current roommate for the moment, my de facto roommate for the moment, and she's getting ready to go to work. And, so, good dawning, PG brother. How are we doing? Those snowshoes, man, that's cold stuff. You got a lot of snow up there, brother. Wow. All right, so we got Kuan Yin here. Let's see what we got. And good dawning, guys. All right. Hopefully everybody's got a good weekend planned. We did cards and live channeling and such yesterday, 101, but we're gonna break it up and do it separately. Because you can more views, right? So it worked better separately. So this week we'll break it up and do it separately. But all right, I will. Tell Carmen to have a great day. All right, so we've gotten this card before. Looks like she's holding the tower of the Burj Philippe, in like the tower in Saudi Arabia. There we go. Or in well, yeah, the Burj. There we go. So second, sound the fierce flute. Discernment empowers you to make choices that are aligned with your intentions, like a fierce sounding flute, cutting through all the vibrations with purity and intent. Your discernment allows you to stay true to your values without getting caught up in distraction. To grow spiritually through love, joy, peace, and abundance, make high vibrational choices that feel good to you. So there we go. So to make, of course, well, why would you not want to make? Would you make low vibrational choices? I mean, we do, and some of us still do, and it's your choice. Nice. Yeah. All right. I don't know. I got all these cards here. What should we grab? Somebody in here that I've been listening. All right, we're gonna try something different. Helene, good dawning. All right, this is the. I haven't used this in but a minute. The Inner Child Oracle. I got this when I was in Florida, visiting with Hershey and them. So Hershey and Mo. So we got this at Ollie's Bargain Basement. All right, let's see what we got here. We're gonna shuffle off against the cards and see what comes out here. I haven't really used this deck, so I'm curious to see how it'll land. All right, 2 cards fall out of the shuffle. There we go. All right, so the first card is 22. Let it come forth. So give yourself permission to feel it. So what's needing to come forth in your universe? And we'll pull the other card that fell out of the shuffleophagus. And 17, go on an adventure, which I really need to do. I haven't done anything exciting. All I do is like either look for work or DoorDash. Or do good dawning. Cheers. Today is the day to do something daring. And so, I don't know what that would be, but to do something daring. So what would daring be? I have no idea. But yeah, so do something daring today. I have no idea what that would be. Bow chicka wow wow. But yeah, we could do that. But today is Saturn Day, so at least there's options to do more daring things on a Saturday than there's like on a Monday, right? But I have no idea. But there's nothing really daring here, right? I mean, we're in Colorado. I could go skiing. That would be daring. I don't have the money for it, but at the moment. I do, but I don't want to waste it on skiing. That would be daring, right? What else can I do that's daring? I don't know. I know where the base jumpers are. I know where the hang gliders go, but it's a little too cold for all that. The base jumpers may be out if it's warm enough. Down in Golden, but I have no idea. What would be daring? I don't know. If it's summertime, it's a lot more daring to do. I could go whitewater rafting or something. I've done that before, but I ended up under the water. But I ended up in level 4 and 5 rapids in the water. That was not fun. Want to see your life go past you real fast. All right. Got my pizza and salad for Tundra Saturday. Oh, yeah, that's right. You guys are all, oh, God, that's right. Favorite all of you up there in, good Lord have mercy. Favor to all of you on the eastern slice of America here, or Canada for that matter. It's cold, and it's going to be 70 degrees here today, so I will be, rolling with the windows down. Not rolling with the windows down, but yeah, it's a favorite, guys. But yeah, you can catch us in the summer when it's going to be Smokey Joe's Cafe out here because we have no snow, right? I mean, there's already a fire ban. So, favor. But yeah, so stay warm, guys. Wind chills at minus 30. It's, yeah, no fun. Absolutely no fun. Grateful. Debs, good dunning. And if you go to Debs, I got to post it, like literally post it. But if you go to Deb's channel, then go to her posts there. She has a separate channel. She makes doggy treats. So if you have a doggy that needs treats, Deb can help you with that. All right, so let's cut the cards here. Better than cutting the mustard, right? And, yuck, sending warm vibes, y'all. Yeah, favor, guys. Ugh. If it was that cold, I wouldn't even go DoorDash. Although it'd probably be good money. But no. No. Thank God it's not that cold out here. No, it's 70 degrees. We don't even have a day below freezing the rest of the winter so far in the forecast. Like a high forecast, like everything's in the 50s and 60s. I don't know. Or 70s. Today will be 70s. Maya, happy post birthday. We could do this forever, right? Happy post birthday, and then we could go like happy post birthday. But so happy day after your birthday. There we go. So it's the day after her birthday. So if you didn't know that Maya had a birthday 2 days ago, it's the day after, right? Then happy birthday to Maya again. But really, your birthday's all month, right? Don't you you jam it out all month? I would hope. But favor. All right, so today's card, and Shiva's been coming through like crazy. Not like when Lord Shiva knocked over Krista there and damaged her nose and her eyes, but yeah. All right, so a karmic release. The end of a cycle. Debts are paid. Choose your destiny. Right, like the in the video game there, Mortal Kombat. Choose your destiny. So Shiva, end of a cycle. I can tell you for myself, I'm feeling that. And I got some news that may close out this cycle, hopefully on next week, if you get where I'm going here. So that could shift the times and good dunning, but we'll take it one step at a time, right? But yeah, so it could be good afternoon or good evening, but or good earlier in the morning, but we'll figure in the dunning, but we'll figure it out. But yeah, all right. So Shiva. All right, and the next one is the Divine Director. This is perfect. Choose your destiny. We have the Divine Director. Trusting the process, right? So it's create space for the divine order to what? Unfold, to open up in front of you, right? A lot of us push and pull, and then we take back. I didn't get it, or where is it? And the universe can't figure it out if you're going to be all like up and down, right? Generally speaking, we tug and we throw our own energy, and then it doesn't work, right? Rumi, so the man of 1,000 quotes, right? Mystical knowing. And breaking boundaries, personal experience of God, breaking boundaries. So if you're trusting the process and winning things to unfold, then boundaries may be breaking if you're changing your universe, right? You may end up in a different kind of universe, right? If you had a personal boundary, that money is hard to come by, right? But if you're breaking free and choosing your destiny, the money is easier to come by, and then you are breaking that boundary. Of course, your own personal experience of God. You are your own personal experience of God. That's the point. Good dawning, everyone. I'm truly in need of positive clearing of bad energy. And whatever is able to help me with clarity, calm, and prayers for me, my best friend, and closest helpers. And we got you, Angie. we'll add it in to the show here. We got you. Bonnie, this is nuts. What's nuts? Wait, what's oh whirly spinning? Whirly gig spinning. What's nuts? The weather? Your freezy ass weather, or I don't know what's nuts. Um, and if it's NUTZ, D's nuts. You ever had D's nuts before? They're good. It sounds crazy, but there's actually a brand of nuts called D's nuts, right? DEES, not D's. But the cold, yeah. Well, unfortunately, there's no blocking high, right? So generally speaking, trough, right? Cold air in Canada. I'm not Stefan Burns here or anything, but yeah. So as the weather, usually there's a blocking high, and it stays right here, right? The high pressure keeps the cold right here in Canada. Erase that blocking high, and that just the trough just drops. There's no way to block the cold. Not to say that the weather's screwed up and it's not global warming. The weather's screwed up, but it's not global warming. It's solar cycles, right? So the solar cycles are shifting. The Earth is wobbling and tilting and shifting, and the poles are moving. Thus, the jet stream is slightly broken. It is not, again, due to the 2% crap that we put into the air does not create global warming. But nonetheless, sorry, is what it is. But yeah, so at any rate, yeah, ask Al Gore, right? Florida's supposed to not exist, and we're supposed to have no snow. So yeah, ask Al Gore how if global, right? So yeah, solar cycles. That's why it's cold. So otherwise, it's really global warming. We're never supposed to see snow again, right? Remember all that? So yeah, so the high pressure isn't there like usually. The blocking ridges aren't there, and so it comes right down. And it's a broken. Hey, I got 15% off at Kohl's. Anybody want to go shopping at Kohl's? There we go. All right, use your Kohl's cash too, right? But no, seriously, that's why it's so freaking cold, and until the solar cycles and the Earth's jet stream kind of found a bound, it's going to be broken for a while. It could be the rest of winter for sure. This one. I'm praying for you, beautiful Angie. I am trying to not do what I always do, which is freak out, cause the pattern I always do. I'm trying not to do that with her. She's so much more of a friend, and I just need to know what it was. Debs, I know in my son's I'm in my sunspot. There we go. With coffee, that's nice and warm. Don't want to move. I don't blame you one bit. All right, here we go. For some reason, yesterday I was having emotional issues, and I think she was construed, or I might have said something that bothered her. She's ghosting me and 100% blatantly, and I don't know what for. So wait, is this who's ghosting you here? Is this my best friend and closest helper? Oh, okay. So your best friend's ghosting you. All right. So favor there. So yeah, we'll put some energy towards it. But remember that you can't control. We unfortunately, this is where it gets hard, right? We can't control other people and what their reactions are or anything else. I've been ghosted to the point where I got hung up on for a week and then they disappeared, and so yeah, gone, never to be heard from again. So yeah, ghosting happens, unfortunately. But favor, you're not ghosted, like permanently. But it happens. But favor there. We'll put some energy out towards it. We'll call in the guides and see what again. And she literally the only human in my life consistently, not other purpose, but to help. She's also paid with for the state, and she's very religious, and this is just not her. Yeah, we never know what's going on in other people's universes either, Deb. Either there, Angie. So, yeah, we'll figure it out as far as putting some energy towards it. But favor, it's not easy. When somebody in your universe who's a consistent crutch there, a consistent energy, right? Somebody that you've used as your cane, so to speak, as your left arm. And when they disappear, and I had that happen to me. So when they last September. So when they disappear, it kind of puts October. They put November even maybe. They put a boot in your universe, right? It shifts your universe. But remember though, if anybody really, if they're meant to disappear, they will. But trust that better is coming along. You're misaligned. But if generally it's we got something's in her crawl, right? We don't know what, but something's favor. If she stays gone, there's a reason. Exactly. But I'll tell you, it gets better on the other side. Because when I was ghosted, and the individual I was talking to, generally on the daily, and then they started hanging up on me on the daily, and just not answering the You know, when you get the 2 rings and then it discos, you know the call was just disconnected, right? So yeah, so as you just have to learn that you're not aligned anymore, and there's better alignment out there. And in some aspects, you know, for myself, I can't speak for your situation. For myself, I was freed, right? So honestly, the connection that I had was keeping me like this, and so I was freed from that connection and released back into the greater, you know, to better in the long run, and it all worked out. But okay, you're not really understanding, guys. So she's utterly the only human in my life that I have contact with. I get that. I've been there. I've literally had one human that I have had contact with for years, and in some case before that I had no human contact. So I get it. I had years with no human contact working through this crap, through the ascension process. I have contact with. I'm in my house. I have no family, no friends, no transportation or help. Okay, so there's a bit of a difference when it's a friend and you're just on the phone hanging out than when it's a confidant and somebody who's actually like a bigger part of your keeping your universe in function, and then they disappear. Absolutely, big favor there. And because of that and how sweet of a person that she is, this is why I come to the family. And you guys are so powerful with my abilities, Black, and you guys can always help stabilize just by love. Of course, we'll send some love. Time to find new friends somehow. I've never depended on only one person, thankfully. Based on my trauma, yeah, favor. I can say based on my trauma from the past, I only let a very few amount of people in. Probably you can count it on a hand my entire life. How many people I've actually let in? Everybody else gets a wall. They got walled off. And you want to talk, you will talk, but I'm just gonna give you a wall. Favor, and we are sending so much. Yeah. All right. Let's take a moment here, and we'll grab Angie here, and then we'll go back to the reading here. But so we'll grab Angie here. Kind of disjointed, but we got this. All right, Angie, big favor there. We send in love and favor, and we see your friend and you guys either together. We can't. Whatever's meant to be, we can't. I can't state that, you know, but we favor however it's supposed to work out. It's not easy, and I know, but we were here to support you and here to be your friend, and help you through this. Favor that she comes back, of course, and favor that if she doesn't, then you find a way to continue with rides and stuff. But favor that it's something simple there, and we always think that maybe it's something I did, or then maybe it's not. So just keep that in mind. Maybe it just is. But favor there. It's hard because we don't know, and if you're not talking, right? And so sometimes you just have to take like me, I just had to literally take the disappearance. Fine. Now when they came back a month later and wanted to be like, "Hi, how are you?" I was like, "Oh no, you're done. Goodbye. Get out. Go away. Don't come back. And I don't want to see you again. You don't get to hang up with me for a week and then come back a month later starting to send texts and be like, "Hey, what's going on?" I'd be like, "No, you're out. See it. You've already been blocked." So it's like, wait a minute, who is this text anyways, right? I don't even know who you are. And so yeah, I've already taken your number out of my phone. So yeah. So be careful though. If there's a fine line between wanting your friend back and throwing energies that yeah, so just keep that in mind if you see where we're going here. Trust that your universe has got your back. It's not easy. But if and generally speaking, this was the only person I really contacted with on the daily, verbally. And so yeah, when they disappeared, I had to find my value in myself and let them go, right? And that's not easy to go, all right, fine, I'm more valuable than this. I'm worthy of more than chasing after energy that doesn't want to speak to me anymore, or that's not in my frame, that's not going to be in my frame anymore. So keep that in mind too, that we don't chase and we don't run after, but we obviously. And then when, after a month and she texts me back, it's like, hey, wait a minute, we're all live here, and wait a minute, I'm not talking to you. Goodbye, go, break. And yeah, I was like, no, I'm not interested. And I was like, who's this? Nope, not interested. I've deleted you. Take care. That's the strength in it, is when somebody disappears, right? And then if they come back thinking that it's all good just to run you over, and no, it's not all good. You don't run me over. Be gone. So keep that in mind, Angie. It's about keep that in mind. It's about holding your energy there. by all means, but not letting them, if they come back and they're like, yeah, I know it's been a week and whatever, and I'm here. Don't you love me? No, not if you're going to be rude like that. No. Stand your ground for sure, whatever you do, though. Because, yeah, it could be like, whoa, they're back, yay. But they don't make your value, you do. Keep that in mind. You create your value. And so if you're chasing after, then you're giving away your value to others. And that was really a good lesson. I'm grateful in the longer term that this person disappeared and went away, right? Because I found my value in myself, and I don't have to, I don't care anymore. Like, you're gone, good, fine, be that way. I don't care. I found my value in myself. I don't need to in the first place. Never really did. I realize that now. So yeah, in that aspect, I have replacements that came into my life, and that's happened like 20 times in my life. It happens. It happens to us, right? People just, and we may not do that to others because we might be a better soul, right? We might say something like, "Hey, this isn't working," or something, so just like disappearing. But we can't control what how other people behave. Angie, this could be for your upgrade. Exactly. Like I got an upgrade when X stopped talking to me. X being the person. I'm not saying who they are. When X stopped talking to me, I got an upgrade and started talking to better people. I got better people I like, who really do care, who are helping to guide me in a better way, right? Helping me to see in a deeper level than I ever would have seen had I continued on the same conversational space with that other individual, right? And then I have more opportunities. I've done more things. Yeah, so it shifted my universe in a much better way. So keep that in mind as well. Favor there, a lot of us don't have a lot of people in our universe, and I mean even me. I got Carmen. I got my mother's in Cincinnati, right, and my dad who occasionally remembers, most more than not remembers who I am, but with his full frontal dementia there, time I call could be the last time he remembers that it's even me, right? That know that there will be a call that'll be like, Josh who's Josh? I have to hold that. So Witchy Trista tried to go live last night. I was there. I said hello and everything, but then what is going on with Trista's of Trista? We got a picture of microphones there. We love you, soul sister. So Trista went live last night, but it favored our microphones there. Clara, good dawning. Welcome, Clara. Grateful to see you. All right, so let's go back to the reading real quick. But we were talking about Angie there and her friend who's disappeared, and we've all had that. And favor that your friend comes back. It's more than a friend, really. I mean, I get it because it's kind of like your left arm when you're. This is the person who takes you to the store and helps you out in keeping your universe in motion. That's even tougher. Favor there, big favor. Lenore, welcome, Lenore. Grateful. My name is Josh, and welcome. You're new here. I'm a channeler. We channel Archangel Raphael, Saint Germain, Goddess Isis, Kuan Yin, Sekhmet, White Buffalo Calf Woman. Been at this for about a year, and I'm going on 2 years. June will be 2 years. Holy crap. So yeah, June will be 2 years with good dawning, and that's amazing. And so yeah. All right, so we pull cards too, and so today we pulled Shiva. So Shiva is asking you to get some fierce energy inside yourself here and end your cycle, which is where I'm at, right? If and you can kind of guess here, if things occur that they might next week, then I'm almost about ready to stamp this cycle closed because we can shuffle some energy, right? Debts are paid and choose your destiny, right? So if we stand in that energy, the karmic releases be the energy that we're looking at. In order to do so, we need to what? Bring in the divine director, which is you are not your own divine director, right? When I try to direct the play, it don't work very well. But if I let source and my higher self take over, it works much better. So the divine director trusts the process. Create space for divine order to be unfold, right? Next is Rumi. Ruminate. No, the man of 1,000 quotes, right? Mystical knowing, and that would be Rumi for sure. And favor. Breaking boundaries, personal experience of who? God, source, right? So what they're asking for is to let go, choose your own destiny. Let source, let it unfold, right? We try to grapple and grab and push and pull, and the universe can't, especially because we're generally presenting oppositional energies, right? I want this, but do I deserve this? And I want to do that, but I don't have the funds for that, right? So that's oppositional energies. You never get what you want. The universe can't figure you out. You're telling the universe I don't have enough funds, so it has to prove that to you. And you're telling the universe I don't know if I'm worthy of that, so again, it has to prove that You're not worthy of it, right? And so what we want, we create oppositional energies towards, and we never end up there. So what they're saying is stop directing the play. If you want it, put it out there and just let go. Hold it in your frame as something that you desire, but don't sit there and throw it out that you want it, then you don't want it, and I got the money and I don't know. By mixing the energies, the universe can't figure it out. Rumi, mystical knowing, breaking boundaries in your personal experience of God. So it's asking you to stand in your frame, to find your own personal experience as source. And once you do, as you let go, you choose your destiny. You give it to the divine director, and you stand in the center presence and let it spin up around you with trust that it's coming in, right? That's part of it. You have to trust that it's coming in. And then finally, we have Kali Ma, right? The divine severance. Cut the cords, drop your fears and limitations, and watch what happens. Most of us stand here wanting in our destiny. Well, I can see what I want, but I'm going to try to push and pull instead of letting the universe give it to me. And of course, I'm not going to let myself as source stand in the center energy of what I want. And so, so instead, right, and we never get it. We just fight ourselves. But if we do so, and we stand in that centered energy, then we get what we're looking for, generally. It may take a moment, and it may take it takes practice, but to not talk yourself out of your energies, right? That's spelling. That's why I could put that Bruce Lee video, the little short, because it kind of kicked me in the teeth. It's not a spirit, I mean, it's Bruce Lee, but it's not any, like, the spiritual teachers telling us that. It's just like Bruce Lee, and he's just like, watch what you say. You are casting spells. And it's like, wait a minute. And it finally hit me. And it goes back to what you're saying about your universe, right? Are you casting spells against your universe? Are you casting spells pro your universe? Bingo. All right, Kali Ma, divine severance. It says cut the cords, dismiss fears and your limitations. It's those fears and limitations. How many people actually get fearful that they're going to get what they want, for crying out loud? That's even worse. I mean, not worse, but holy cow, you want to talk about carrying some energy. Oh my God, if I actually get it, then what am I going to do? And so then you push it away again because you're fear. But we all do that. And so drop the limitations. Notice that the limitations is the end card, right? Because even if we get that far, generally speaking, our limiting beliefs will come in and snatch victory, right? Victory will be snatched right from you. Your destiny will be snatched right out from underneath you because your fears of actually receiving your destiny to be. How many people aren't successful out here because we're afraid of being successful, right? How many of you don't have, and this could be myself too, at least in the past, right? Don't have a real love in their universe because they're afraid of it, right? So to speak. Or we don't have a purpose. I mean, purpose, yes, but you see what we're getting at here. We're looking for a bigger purpose, and we don't find it because we're not feel that we're worthy of that purpose. Yep. So that absolutely, we're all working on that. It's all practice. We're all working on ourselves to get better. It's just one day at a time. So yeah, fear of success, failure, rejection. That's what keeps most of us down. It's easy to stay in that straight off comfort zone, like with no change, no difference, no up or down, no unbalance or imbalance. Just literally in the same old energy, right? It's easy. It's the easiest thing that even if your universe falls apart, you keep the same, but you can't. That has to shift. Exactly. We have to shift out of that fear if you want to bring in what you want. And realize that what you want or what you have isn't what you really want. A lot of us will keep what we don't want because it's comfortable, right? Like, that's not going to work. All right. Enspree, good dawning. We are like the ocean with each ebb of the tide. New item are washed up upon the shore. This is like our lives. People will come and go, but each one has a value in our life, whether positive or negative. Absolutely. Absolutely. And if your friend actually disappeared, then a favor, and I don't think they will, but favor. Realize, yeah, I did this all the time, right? Internalize other people's problems. So I'll internalize that it's something that I did or something about me. And I used to do this. When people would have bad days or whatever, like, well, what did I do? And maybe they're just having a bad day and it's not even you. We are in a state of flex, to say the least. We're in the apocalypse at this point. The bringing of the light, right, into the dark. Yeah, if you've there was a crazy laugh, but if you've been anything that's been coming out lately, and the chroma of adrene and dismemberments, and yeah, so we're in the apocalypse to say the least. But a lot of us already knew what was been going on, right? We just had that inkling and kind of knew that we live on that rock, right? Um, but now it's coming to fruition, and of course we got the El Presidente saying, "Oh, we're just going to move past all this, and we'll never discuss it again," right? So yeah, but no, we could crack the world if we're not careful, right? But favor the old reason seasons or lifetimes. It's got to come out to get clear. Well, what's gonna when it comes out though? I mean, fully comes out, it's gonna crack the world. That's the point because we live on that planet that not you and me, but everybody else. Generally speaking, Christ, they found tunnels under Gene Hackman's house. I mean, come on. And then a secret room with stuff. So yeah, I mean, it's everywhere. Crazy, but we live on that rock, right? Good. So yeah, so if favor that it does get exposed even deeper than that. But, so yeah, so when we look at that, it's like you just gotta let go, and it's just spin your universe. It's got to crack to let the well, it's cracking, but they're trying to slam the lid back on it as quickly as possible. But I don't think it's gonna work. But yeah, if they could let it all out, then we'd be right. But no, actually, honestly, in my guess, they'd probably start a war first, like a big ass war before it all came out, because you can't crack the planet. I mean, either way, you're gonna crack the planet, but you would life as we know it would be a complete and different game if everything really came out. So yeah, I think they'll start a war. They would try to start a war, like a massive war, before they would do that. They can try. They start a big enough war. They could get away. The dish could run away with the spoon, but it already came out in the papers that some of those papers that's why things are already they do things subterfuge. Right? They're exactly. Look this way so you can look that way. It's all coming out. N3, we're all got scars, and that's the point, and so is the planet, and we just got to kind of heal with it. I'm not broke, just a few cracks. Yeah, hey, there you go. I love it. I love it. Oh, I know. Crazy. All right, let's see what we got. These are the number cards. We'll just cut it in half here. Wham! You can't ask for. Holy crack-a-moly. There's like, how many numbers in here? I mean, this many, right? I mean, unless we got like a 2, 2, 2, or 12. I mean, this is pretty fire, right? So we cut the deck in the 5, 5, 5. What's changing in your universe? Jeez, well, Pete, I know what might be changing in mine, and I'd be grateful, right? Too many distractions right now. Well, that's part of the purpose, right? If we, and then note the same place that's been distractible before, right? Don't, I can't breathe! Right? Yeah, the same exact place where it's been distractible before is being redistractable now, right? So look over here, but don't look over here. So look over in Minneapolis, but don't look over here, right? But yeah, so crazy. Think about it, you start to see patterns in the craziness if you really watch it. Patterns in the insanity. So 555. Get grounded. Well, 555 would also, if you go to Joanne's Sacred Scribes, it's what's about to change in your universe, and fast, right? Like bam. And usually 555 is an abrupt good change. It's not like negative, right? It's like a tower would be you get the tower if you're going to get negative card change, right? But a fast positive change generally is a 555. 5. 3 5s is good. 5 5s is, or 4 5s is like fire change, right? If you're feeling burnt out from overworking, the angels encourage you to ground your energy. Now they're calling it grounding. I'm going to go with Joanne's Sacred Scribes on that one, just because I like to see change in my universe at this point. Release your priorities and determine what thoughts are keeping you in a constant state of doing instead of simply being. Well, yeah, you can do that too. They let go and be and watch what comes in. Because when you try to do, generally speaking, you'll block the universe in a lot of ways. Right? Like a 5. History's always repeating the same playbook. But well, we don't know about. I mean, we don't know if which history though. I mean, I don't think craziness. All right, guys, let's call in our guides and angels, and yeah, have some fun, right? Slide cards over. All right, here's all the cards for today. We're gonna call in our guides and angels here, and then from there we will do a channeling and see what we got. But I love which deck? The number deck. Which is this? The new number deck, or we have 3 decks here. We have the number deck. We have Kuan Yin, and then we have the Divine Masters deck from Kyle Gray. So 3 decks in a fountain. Each card spinning happiness. All right, so let's call in our guides, angels, and like. It is Saturday. Generally, this is a lot of this. What you're seeing here is like my morning stuff too. Like I got to call in my guides, right? I got to wake up. I woke up about an hour and a half ago, but 7:30. But I got to call in my guides, my angels, and whatnot to propel me to walk with me through the day. They're going to be there, but I would think they'd stop me from falling off a cliff. But at the same time, if I'm not asking them to help me to make left and rights and fire up my intuition and stuff, they're going to let me fly on my own to an extent. The number deck, my whole life. Oh, same here, Debs. Well, yeah, it's fun. And door dashing with numbers, playing numbers with the license plates, and like yesterday, I asked my universe to get loud. Here's an example, right? And so the next, literally, I said, all right, get loud. What do I? So the next license plate that I literally saw was BE better, BE, be better, and then yeah, and then right like to the left that was a 1212, and then right so speaking of 12, 1412. So yeah, I love it. I do license plates a lot for numbers and like personal plates. That's always fun too. But yeah, so I asked my universe what should I and then literally the car pulls up and goes, I'm like, wait a minute, is it be better? And then musically too, I do music a lot. Like I walked into a Chipotle yesterday, and literally songs started playing. Like, wait a minute, like songs that I like. Started, like literally, I walked in and I was like, wait a minute. Are you kidding me? You can tell. I don't know if you guys get in that groove. We'll get our guides here in a moment. I don't know if you guys get in that groove, but where you can tell, you can feel it, right? Like, there's just like no question in your mind that at this moment, I am in a relayed conversation. I'm in some sort of energetic conversation with my universe between license, and for myself, it's between license plates, numbers, personalized, like personalized license plates, numbers on license plates, music that I'm hearing or coming through my, like lean on me. Like literally, I'm like, all right. So after the literally, I'm channel surfing, and literally after the Be Better license plate comes on, I'm like, all right. So now what? And then Lean on Me was the next song. I'm like, Jesus Christ, right? So it's like, all right, I get it. They're like, lean on me, literally. I was like, what the? And then it's like one song after the next. And so when you start to see that, and you realize that your universe, it's alive. It truly is, and it's reflecting back to you all the time. And what synchronicity? Yeah, the laws of synchronicity, that's real. Work retail, and you can see that groups of threes, everything comes in threes. And the law of synchronicity is absolutely real. There are people who are and then what's interesting is there are certain people who fall in the middle of that. Like, so like, they'll be like the second in a group of 3 always. Like me, I always go into an empty place, right? So I'm the one that drive, and everybody's different. But this is an honest how I see. I've been seeing it this way for years. Like I'll go into a restaurant, I'll be the only one, or I'll go into a store. 2 more groups have to follow in behind to equal the 3. It's a universal law. It's always the case. It's no joke. It's real. Like I don't know why it works that way. I ran a Radio Shack for a year, and I just count groups of 3. I didn't even realize that was the universal laws and the law of synchronicity. But yeah, I would. Groups of 3 in retail all the time, right? 3 people, 3 different groups, three different sets of shoppers, what have you. Check it out for yourself, guys. It's crazy. But I was behind a beautiful license plate on the highway yesterday in PA. I hung there for quite a while. Well, the best one I found was like the God Loves You license plate. I was like really in a spot, and all of Colorado can only have one license plate that says God loves you, right? All of Colorado can have one. I'll post some license plates because I've got pictures of them. Can have so yeah, check my post out after the show. I'll make a post of some license plates. But all of the Colorado can only have one God loves you license plate, right? And it's a big state, right? Big old rectangle that they fought in Congress to create, right? This wasn't a natural state. It was a state based on the Democrats and Republicans fighting, right? But yeah, so the borders aren't natural because it's. But yeah. So at any rate, yeah. So crazy as it is, but yeah. So I will post those pictures. But yeah, so that one license plate found me just at the moment it needed to. Those are the things I'm talking about. Karen, lift me up is my inspiration. I saw Yes in 2017. But yes. Oh, there you go, Debs. I saw Yes in 91. Was it 91 or 92 in the round at the Capitol Center in D.C., Landover, Maryland. Third row with every configuration of Yes for every possible song that they play. For every song that they played, perfect in the perfect configuration based on the album. So it's the reunion tour with everybody who'd ever played for Yes. And so it was whether it was, the Owner of a Lonely Heart configuration, or if it was the Roundabout configuration, it was the exact perfect people. It was amazing. It was probably, honestly, it was in the round, so the stage was spinning. Probably one of the best shows I ever saw, honestly. So yeah, yes, since I was a kid, tragedy came in. There's air in threes, airplane crash. Well, the deaths. Don't we always say that this, like if some celebrity dies, right? Don't we always say that the celebrity deaths? There we go. They come in threes. Yeah, I've seen them twice. First time was in Hollywood Bowl in '75 or something. Also saw them in the round. Oh, so you saw the same tour in the round in Denver. That was yeah. Oh, awesome. In Denver. Wait a minute. Oh, that's Karen. Yeah. Oh, there you go. I'm like Denver. Karen. Okay. Yeah. Now I wouldn't go see Yes now, for the life of me, because the Steve Howe isn't singing anymore, and it's all changed, and it's not the same. So Heart of the Sunrise wouldn't sound the same, right? Can't hit those. He's hitting those notes like no. But yeah, one of my favorite bands ever is Yes. But I had the box set on cassette. That was fun. All right, so let's call in our guides and angels, and we haven't forgotten. I have a video posted with a song that ended as I videoed a train. It was cool, and then it ended. The song did too. Oh wow, yeah. I'm gonna have to go check out that video. Check out Deb's video. There, she has a song, Yes song, posted it. Without John Anderson, no way. Exactly. We got throat cancer or something. Then yeah, and they're playing in Denver at the Paramount Ballroom. But no, thank you, not in a million years. That'd be like going to see the Rolling Stones. It'd be like the Rolling Stones without Keith Richards or Mick Jagger. It'd be like no. It's kind of like if you go see Earth, Wind, and Fire, for example, right? It's not Earth, Wind, and Fire. It's one guy, one old guy, and a bunch of like 40-year-olds on stage. Guess Who? Remember the Guess Who was on tour? It wasn't even the Guess Who. They stole the name, right? They somehow found like some sort of crazy legal loophole, stole the name, and went on tour as the Guess Who. But they weren't the Guess Who, right? It was just a bunch of guys. And so then the lead singer of the Guess Who finally was able to find a judge, file an injunction against the fake Guess Who from going on tour. So, crazy. What? John has a yeah. I was in the puddle. It was a Puddle of Mud song. There you go, Puddle of Mud. I haven't heard that in a minute. All right, so let's call on our guides and angels. If you want to join me real quick, it's real simple. So we call on our guides, we call on our angels, we call in our soul family. We call in all of those in the spirit realm who help us and walk with us today. We call in our ancestors as well, and our soul family, spirit animals as well, to work with us, to walk with us today, to help us find our best, to break those old patterns, to stop us from being our own divine director, and let you guys help to direct the show and stand out of our way as we call in our guides for today. Favorite. Hallelujah. All right, my earbud is not holding a charge like it's. Dang it! I hate when that. I got one earbud. I've got these Sony earbuds, and they're kind of new. I bought them last summer, but yeah, one earbud there. It's weird. It acts a little goofy like that too. I put it in there, and it just like it doesn't want to charge, and then it does. But it's just weird. Favorite. Really kind of annoying. All right, so let's do a channeling of some fashion. There's movement upstairs. Sitting in a basement is kind of weird because then everybody upstairs, right? Debs, Amanda, Felicia, hi. How are you, beautiful soul? Are you staying warm up there? Down there, I should say. But favor, hi, Felicia. If you don't know who Felicia and King are, then favor to should. And my left one wants to fall out. So, oh, such first world problems. Darn it. My earbuds aren't sticking in. You gotta love these first world problems, right? But favor. My guess is it's gonna get more fun. You know what? Honestly, having an inkling of what we already knew and then watching the Matrix melt around it is kind of fun in a twisted way. I mean, we all knew this was going to happen, right? And so that now watching everybody run around with their hair on fire, all these famous people with their hair on fire, and even Deepak Chopra being on the list, makes you think about everything then, doesn't it? I mean, who's real and who's not? I mean, I'm not on the list. So there you go. But when you find that Deepak Chopra has been to multiple times, and he's got emails saying how much fun he had. It makes it all. It's like what's real. You at this point, guys, get ready because what you're going to think. You're going to find out that what's real isn't real. And the apocalypse is upon us, and it's a fun place to be, right? And it's only going to get crazier. It does not surprise me. No, that one actually kind of did. Like, really, Deepak Chopra is on the list. Like, even he is the Kundrimacrone. There we go. We don't want to say the actual word. Because unless you're like a really big channel or something, these small channels, when you start saying things like, they smack you down. But, yeah. Damn, Karen Technology Kensa. Debs, I have to wear earbuds to wrap or an earpiece to keep mine. What? Yeah, I've got. Well, you could get like I had a pair of like those ear muffs, like 360 ear muffs. I mean, the idea was you put your headphones in, and then wrap your headphones in it. But back in the day, but now it's just earbuds. Which the email came out on that one too, right? That the companies got together and they decided to remove the 3.5 millimeter headphone jacks purposely, so that you would have to buy new headphones, right? You know that, right? This was all done. It was done with purpose, so that you would absolutely be guaranteed to have to buy a new pair of earbuds, whatever they were. But yeah, it was all collusion. They don't love us. The more you see it, the more they collude again. Right? The more you see the Sony headphones you can plug into your phone. I miss those. You can plug your headphones into the phone if they have a USB plug. But yeah, that's why they did it. Yeah, we live in a wonderful world of hypocrisy and greed. None of it surprises me, not at all. Not one freaking iota of it. And then you got the, hey, let's just all sweep it under the rug. It's all good. We don't need to collapse the planet. Now, do we? Come on, guys. Let's just, shh. Right? It's insane. It's insane. Yeah, I mean, finding out that literally that even just the headphone jack is a conspiracy. But it's real. It's a real conspiracy. It's Sony and all them. They had a meeting, and they're like, well, how can we make more money? We'll just eliminate the headphone jack. That's why you got no battery. That's why you can't take the battery out of your phone. Well, that and part of the documents were found on that, too, so that they can continuously surveillance you, right? If you take the battery out of the phone, then it's literally off. But if you leave the battery on the phone, then it's always on, even if it's off, right? The microphone can still be on. The camera can still work. You don't know it. They just shut the screen off, right? Fudgy wudgy. I have $25 track phone. No room for music. Wah, wah, wah. You know what? In the long run, you're probably better off. Let's be honest. Let's be honest there, Karen, because there's no doom scrolling in Karen's unless she's on her laptop, and it's harder to doom scroll on a laptop than it is when you're holding your phone, right? So Karen is not trapped in the doom scroll that right. And you ever do that? You doom scroll for like 3 hours and look. Crap. What time is it? Oh crap. God, it's warmer here, and the snow is melted. Good, it's warmer. Oh, that's grateful. Yeah, you don't need snow in Arkansas. That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. It may have a headphone jack, though. Well, then I'd be jealous, because I bought a pair of really nice wired Sony headphones, right? That was one of my things, is have a decent pair of headphones. No, of course not. I can't do. I could plug them in to the bottom of the phone, but there's a compression to the sound. I do scroll through shorts on the laptop sometimes, but not on the phone. See, on the phone though, it's easier to doom scroll. So you just sit there, right? Do you ever do that? You get like start doom scrolling like in the bathroom or something. And it's like crap. And like 15 minutes later, yeah, no. No, no, no. So yeah, let's do a channeling here and see where we go from here. But Saint Germain, we are grateful that you are all here on this Saturn day. And aren't you loving the apocalypse that you are all standing and living in at this moment, right? As the lies. We all know the planet that you live on with 700,000 people disappearing from the North America alone, right? Under 18. We aren't saying what they are, right? But they go vanishing and then never to return. So in your universe, you are now beginning to see where you are standing, right? You are seeing that your president is wanting all of this swept under the rug, right? And that every president was involved, and that if you are watching a movie, most likely you're a movie star, right? The only reason why they're a movie star is why? Because of all of this, right? And so you are an understanding of where you are living now. And if you are an understanding, then you are watching the show, right? And this is an interesting place to be when you realize that the whole hidden underground of what you are standing in, right? Your planet, the lies, the underbelly of your planet is coming to fruition, right? It is bubbling up over the surface to be seen, like pizza, right? Like the cheese bubbling on a slice of pizza when it's in the oven, right? The question is, though, will there be any change on your planet? We hope so, but we do not feel that there will be, right? That the dish will run away with the spoon in some other fashion, that they will sweep it under the rug, and that you as a human species will allow your degenerates to run your planet, right? And we are saying degenerates is only the beginning of what we would want to say if you are an understanding, and I think a lot of you are, right? Murderers, degenerates, rapists, what have you, right? So if you are an understanding of where you are living, then you will want to double down on bringing your energy inside to yourself, right? And working on your universe. Because as you can see, the outside world is crumbling down, right? It is falling apart as it is meant to. You are in the apocalypse, right? You are in the ascension, right? So just as you are shaking off all the crap from your universe and realizing through your real eyes, right, that the energies you are holding weren't yours, right? You are holding trauma for nothing. You are holding all of this for no reason, right? The planet has to realize that it's holding collective trauma. The planet has to realize through itself the lies that it's been sitting in. Now, there are those out there on this planet, of course, who are even getting the information and still running around calling this a Russian delusion, right? And that this and that, and none of this is real. Because they cannot admit to themselves that they live on this rock, that they are an understanding of what is really going on, right? There are still plenty out there who are calling all this a conspiracy, when we know for a fact, right, at this point, that it is not, right? That a lot of you in the energetic world, right, a lot of you who are in the ascension universe could see and feel things that others in the regular planet, right, those who are sitting in their crappy trauma dramas, sitting in their woe is me's, right, could not see, even if you are working through that. If you are working through that, if you are part of the ascension timeline, right, where you are clearing your traumas to see better, clearing your universe to get rid of your lies, you are also getting glimpses into the lies that you are seeing in the greater matrix, the greater source field, right? We would hope, right? And so a lot of you already had inklings about what was going on, or you found that information prior to it being released, right, in some fashion, through discussion forums or what have you, because you are curious, you are open-minded. That's what ascension is all about, right? When you are breaking free of the lies that you tell yourself energetically, right? You are breaking free of the patterns that you have locked yourself into. You are breaking free of the worries that you are carrying in your frame. So when you are breaking free of all of that, you are seeing in a bigger picture, but you are also seeing the lies that you've been carrying in your frame from the greater source field, right? You've been feeling the energies of lies. You've been seeing through the darkness, right? You've been seeing the X's in the sky and going, why, right? And seeing the programming that they are placing in front of you and rejecting that programming, right? We are hoping that you are. And so as the apocalypse continues to unfold, right? We aren't talking about a nuclear apocalypse. That is not how this word works, right? The apocalypse is shining the light into what was previously dark, right? And so what was previously dark was Krondrimacron, right? We aren't saying the real word because the algorithm will stop promoting the video, right? But the Kundream, you know what we are talking about, right? When they are dismembering and they are eating and drinking, right? You are living on that planet, and this is what is the general centered energy that is driving those who are in control of this planet. And if you are an understanding of what is really going on, how depraved and how disgusting and how the energies that are... Why are you having wars, for example, right? Do you think that people who are really of love would create situations where they're going to kill thousands of their population? For what? For no reason? No, of course not. It's all tied back to the same energies, right? The control, the Kundrimacron, the dismembering, and all of the stuff that is going on in your universe, if you are paying any attention, because it's now loud enough that even if you aren't watching the news, right, that it has now made the general vibration of the greater source field in general that you can pick up on it, right? If you're not watching the news, right, and a lot of us do not, there are things that float into the greater source field energetically that you will just grab out of the ether, so to speak, and pick up on anyways, right? If you are in understanding, right? You have your Olympics. They have started. If you never go back to what the IOC, right? So how many of you are watching the Olympics? We are giving you we generally don't do this, but this is a Saturday good dawning, so we're going to be a little more open, right? If you understood what really goes on, you would not be watching the Olympics, right? The Brazil Olympics, we go back to that, and how many people were killed just in the Brazil Olympics when they were making the stadiums and whatnot, right? And how many people did not get paid from that, right? And the demands of the IOC for women and cars and caviar and a mansion and all of this stuff, right? If you are in understanding, it all ties together. There's no difference between and the Kundrimacron, right? And the island of fun that we would call it the island of fun. It's not fun for you or me. It's not fun for the children, right? But the island of fun. And if you go back, right, we are putting a little bit of threads together, and you will not see this too often on this channel, right? But if we go back in time to the Brazilian Olympics, do you understand the allegations that were made against the IOC, right? That's the International Olympic Committee. So if you tie the two together, we are not conflating anything, but nonetheless, the energies are generally all the same, right? They did not care that there were a few thousand people died, right? People died making the stadiums and such for Brazil, right? They did not care that they did not get paid, right? That they ended up being slave labor, a lot of them, right? But nonetheless, they got their mansion, they got their girls, and they got their steaks, right? If you are an understanding. And they all came at the same time, right? So from your end, and then from this end here, are you seeing the bigger picture? That you are giving five days of your universe and only getting 2 back for freedom, right? You are giving away 1/3 of what you make in taxes, right? Are you in understanding here? You're beginning to see the larger picture, right? That if you are in America, you are being held down by chemicals and stuff in the food, in the air, right? Are you beginning to understand what is going on yet? And if you are not, it is up to you to see it or to not. But I think a lot of you here are seeing the bigger picture, right? Exactly. Do you think, just for example, and Saint Germain we've never talked about these things, right? But do you think, for example, that there's a cure for cancer? There'll never be a cure for cancer. Why? Because the American Cancer Society would go out of business. The American Lungs Association would go out of business if they cured lung cancer. The American Heart Association would go out of business. Are you an understanding of where you live? If they actually cured heart disease, right? You would have no American Heart Association. But how many people are on the board of directors for the American Heart Association that would not want to lose their jobs, right? If you cured cancer for 35 cents, you would kill the American Cancer Society that's raising billions of dollars a year, right? Are you an understanding of what's really going on here? Are you getting it yet? Do you get the rock that you are standing on? Hopefully you do, right? You are just a useless eater in their way, generally speaking, but we don't want to say that. You are not useless to yourself, but they think you are to you. Thus, they are creating technology to make you even more useless, right? 55,000 here, 10,000 there. Now they are doing so in Amazon. They are automating Amazon, right? And you'll be gone from there too. So what is next? What is next? Uber drivers are going to be gone because they are making Ubers that take driverless cars, right? And so Uber will get rid of the drivers and have the driverless cars everywhere. Right? So what is next? Johnny cabs, right? There you go. So what is next in your universe? What is next on this planet? And what are you going to create for yourself? Are you going to stand in the energies and sit there and bang your head while the dish runs away with the spoon? Well, the greatest wealth transfer in history has occurred in your lifetime just a few years ago, right? And while almost 1 million people are disappearing every year from the North American continent. Why? To be ripped apart and be dranken, right? And so, yeah, by the elites. And so if you are living in this and you are seeing all of this, and we are really not caring anymore, right? We are just putting it out there. then you are an understanding of where you live. And the idea is then, during the apocalypse, as all this energy comes through, right? And all this comes to light. Are you going to stand in your frame and create your universe and be the counterbalance, the counterweight to the lies, to the false matrix? Are you going to create a real matrix? Are you going to create a helpful matrix? Are you going to create a loving matrix? What are you going to create, right? That is the question. Are you going to be swallowed by the energies, right? Are you going to let them eat you alive? Are you going to let them keep controlling you? Are you going to create a universe and stand strong in yourself and put all of that to the left, right? And realize that you can still create paradise on earth, right? You can create it through your own energies, through what you center yourself in and what you do daily, your practices, right? If you want to sit around and ponder on all of the craziness that is going on your planet, that's been going on for years, just hidden in plain sight. I will state that again. If you want to sit around and ponder on all the craziness that has been going on in your planet, it has been going on for years, just been hidden in plain sight, right? But you are too blind to see it because you could not acknowledge it. Nobody wants to acknowledge what they are seeing in this planet, right? Nobody wants to acknowledge that they are telling you what they are going to do. They are predicting the programming by putting it in the programming, right? That they are giving you the clues, right? Even what they are doing as far as the Kandrima and the dismembering and all of it. They are telling you this in ways that you are not seeing. It is there in the public culture for you to see if you are looking for it, right? Remember the gate with pizza, what? They tried to smooth that over, but it all ties together. If you are beginning to see, there is an entire subculture on this planet that you do not generally always see, right? It comes out, right? Here and there, it rears its ugly head, right? But you are seeing that the culture, the subculture of this planet is what it is, right? And so from that end, it is about you standing in your culture, creating your universe and being and doing your best for yourself. Don't play into those energies, right? You can, but it is up to you. So the idea is to create your universe for yourself as best you can, leaving those energies behind. You are generally not going to hear a channeling like this from Saint Germain too often, but sometimes we've got to get a little loud, right? So don't get swallowed up by the energies that you are feeling in the greater source field. Do not allow the lies to overwhelm you, right? And do not allow, because it's going to get loud. And we are talking about loud. We are going to get thousands of decibels louder than it is now. You are going to see things that might blow your mind, right? But you may not. It all depends. Can they keep the lid on the pot, or is the pot going to explode? That is the question we cannot answer. Releasing transmission. All right. That was not intended, but I guess it had to come out in some fashion there. Don't conflate, though, what's going on. Make sure that you're creating your own universe there, and don't let the energies of what they're bringing, what's coming forth in the apocalypse, which is where we're standing now, right? Don't let those energies bring you down, right? Because that's what they want, is that then they can keep control. Oh, or better yet, you find it, they're lying to us, right? This is all a Russian collusion delusion, right? And so there you go. Nothing surprises me anymore either, to be honest. I mean, literally, I just found out everything's, not everything, but Christ, even 50% of the job searches, I was searching for a job, right? 50% of the applications I put out were fake. Like, literally. And I just read an article on the other, like, companies get tax breaks if you fill out that you weren't fully employed in 2025, or I guess 26 now. You get a tax break, right? The company does, because they didn't have full employment, so they couldn't operate in full. Somehow you get a tax break. So 50% of all companies put up fake job offers all the time, so saying that they're missing employees so that they get tax breaks, but they never hire anybody. So it's like 48% of all job searches are fake, not even looking for work. So yeah, it's all lie. You know what's crazy is I watched this commercial yesterday for a car, right? I don't know why, but I watched this commercial for a Ford Probe. Somehow it ended up in my YouTube. You know how much a Ford Probe GT fully loaded was in 1989? Fully loaded Ford Probe GT, $16,000. I leave it alone. Fully loaded. Every bells and whistle. I mean, that's not a lot of bells and whistles back then. But your premium cassette player and all that, turbocharger, $16,000. I think you can get a Yugo for 16 grand these days. But, how much today would that equivalent to? 40 something grand. 40 something grand. But yeah. So $16,000. Great. It was like I was like a video on like cars and it had a commercial for a Ford Probe and it was like cars that were like ahead of their time. There we go. And so the Ford Probe was ahead of its time. And so yeah, I always liked that car. So yeah, but it was $16,000. So yeah, they don't like us. And the more you see that a car can go and then 30, almost more than double in price, right? Wait a minute. Yep, Josh, this has been going on for a while. They're just trying to get information on you. Well, that's what Facebook was for, right? That was to feed the algorithm for the CIA. If you, who's to say, right? It's to algorize humanity. That's what Facebook was for, to create an algorithm for humanity. Pardon me, a computerized algorithm, and to study us. That's they keep those resumes so they can let people go and replace them right away too. This is absolutely true, Debs. That's really sad, but that's absolutely the case. Yeah, I know for a fact. Yeah, employers have the will hire. Are they still available pile and always, right? And then but yeah, most resumes don't even make it anymore. They get scanned through AI, and 80 to 90% of all resumes never get seen by a human. They just disappear. God, never get anywhere. You sent in a resume, I never even got it. Yeah, the AI took it first. Oh, then I wasn't meant to get it. But yeah, all right, guys. So crazy. So yeah, you won't generally get channels like this. As a matter of fact, come Monday, we're probably going to revamp back to more, not basic stuff, but energy, how it works, moving things. We're going to pull out of my trauma because we're done with all that. We're going to revamp the channel a little bit further because, yeah, I don't need to leave my trauma dumping on the channel anymore in any aspect, and I'm not in trauma anymore. Generally, as you can see, something happened, and like the centered energy is there, and all that emotional trauma is. I don't sit in it too much anymore. Yeah, impersonal, if you can get it, is best. What's impersonable? But yeah, so crazy. But yeah, so yeah, so let's close out with the group hug, and come Monday we'll be a little bit more reformatted here. You'll see. But yeah, so and who knows? Saint Germain's always talked. We had talked about doing like a Rumble channel or something. So it's still feasible and possible that like once every so often we do a channeling that out there that can't be heard here. But yeah, so because Saint Germain, so much we can say on the YouTube, right? So we had thought about this before, but we never did, right? So maybe when we get things a little more situated in Josh's universe, right, we will bring up a Rumble channel where we can discuss crap that cannot be stated on the YouTube. Well, it can be, but you be detrimental to the channel, right? Because YouTube only wants cats and lollipops and happy stuff, right? So there you go. Releasing. So yeah, so we will. Oh, thank you. So we will see what we're gonna. But yeah, but the YouTube, even this, I ventured it's only gonna get like 70 views. We average over like 150 ish, but so you give or take, because the Algor, yeah, if I get a little controversial, the Algor and its rhythm, unless you're a controversial channel, that's where it's different. If you're because the AI listens to every bit of your channel, your video, in real time before it puts it into the algorithm. If you didn't know that, that's because it's creating the transcript, right? So as it does, it's looking for keywords and whatnot, and as it finds those keywords, it's determining where it's going to put you in the algorithmic rhythm of the. But YouTube has stopped promoting lives completely. If you don't know that, so lives are no longer generally promoted. Unless you're on the doom scroll lives, where you're scrolling up through everybody's lives, there you go. But if you go to your homepage, generally you won't see lives anymore unless it's generally, and you only see like 2 regular videos, and the rest are all shorts. So YouTube's cannibalizing itself by shorts. But all right, so let's close out. But yeah, as of Monday, we'll be live tomorrow, or Monday, I should say. Yeah, it's going to be more energy. We're going to get a little more generic. We're going to kind of back out of my universe a bit, and just kind of giving you what's going on here, and yeah, reshuffle a little bit, try to make this more open so that we can attract some new. See what we can do here. Saint Germain's got some ideas as far as what he wants to do energetically, and he's like, no more trauma dumping on YouTube in any aspect. He's like, you're not going to delete like the stuff from Cincinnati, but he's like, at the same time, we don't ever want to see you put the kind of stuff on YouTube, and neither do I, for that matter. I'm way more centered now, anyways. I don't understand what you just said about Cannibalism. Cannibalism. Well, all right. So I'll give it to you as carefully as I can here. Adrenochrome. It's called adrenochrome. Dismantling of the child so that they drink the fluid of the adrenaline gland at its height. It's supposed to be very life affirming. So as at the height of all the torture, that they rip out the adrenaline gland and drink it, eat it, drink it, whatever. But there's more to it. But yes. How about that? That's a start. But it's a small start. That's when we say dismembered. They did, but yeah, there's emails of people we know dismembering, and then drinking the adrenaline, and then tossing the baby against tossing the parts, like throwing the parts out of the way, and then they burned them, but set it all on fire. All kinds of ways. You can't refer to apps because YouTube will censor. Yeah, you can't refer to anything, generally speaking, because yeah, it's that big. We live on that planet, and I've been saying that for like 20 years. We're on that planet, guys. Adam Walsh, ever since Adam Walsh, right? Remember that when Adam Walsh went missing? It was a local guy, but it's all the same kind of, even if it's just some local yokel, and it's all that vibrating energy on this planet. And we're going to leave that alone. We stop right there, right? Because it's all tight. I mean, even if you're not part of that, the energy's still floating around. There's a lot of that free floating as well on this planet. And yeah, remember Adam Walsh there? When missing children, 1-800-MISSING. His father there. Remember the Adam Walsh story? That was way back in the day. But there's only like almost 1 million, I think, those that happen every on the planet, in North America alone. So yeah, but I remember. Yeah, favor. But yeah, some say that the on the back of the milk cartons there were advertisements, or the dry cleaning. Remember have you seen these on the dry cleaner coupons? The cards that you would get. We'd get those in Cincinnati back in the 80s. Some might say that was a underground network, but who's to say, right? Exactly. Find a high note to leave on. I've known for 7 years. Yeah, wading in it, right? Favor, guys. All right, that's probably the last time we'll discuss it, because Monday we're not going to go I mean, we're on the planet. We have to deal with what is, but we're going to shift some energies here and talk about how we create our universe, right? And we may have something that's coming in to create. We have to console people. That's part of it. That's part of no, that's not actually an incorrect. When it gets really dark and people are wondering like, what the hell? It'll be us. It'll be you guys who are like, yeah, I've known about this for years. Well, how'd you know? Like, standing on the planet, it's just part of the vibration of the planet. You just know, right? Exactly. But crazy. But, group hug. All right, let's do it. We're all okay here for. All right, group hug. Thank you, Karen. Keep me on track. All right, so here we go, guys, with the group hug. So left arm up to the person to your left, and right arm up to the person to your right. All right, we take our heart chakra out of our left hand, and we spin it around through each and every one of us, through my heart, your heart, through Karen's heart, through Deb's heart, and through all of our hearts here as we spin, and through, of course, Amanda's heart, too. As we spin around faster and faster, our heart turns into one big heart, right? So our hearts collide like the atoms in the Large Hadron Collider, which is now heating homes in France, by the way. So there you go. They figured out how to make it geothermal. So as our hearts turn into one big heart, and we smash our hearts into one, we spin faster and faster. We take that love, our singular love, and connect it in one big heart, like a reverse tornado, to the greater source field. And we see everybody in the greater source field in love and peace. And we see everybody here in love and peace. And we see everybody here not allowing what is going on in the greater source field to take away what they want in their universe. We see everybody in understanding and seeing what's going on, but realizing that the only way to really heal this planet, the only way to really heal any of the trauma, any of the garbage that's going on this planet, any of the lies that have been told to us, and any of the underbelly of this planet is to do what? To heal each and every one of us, to create a life that we want, that's full of love, that's full of peace, that's full of helpfulness and joy. So if we counterbalance, we are the counterbalance to what is going on in this planet. And as we step forward, each and every one of us, and those out there in the greater source field, step forward, seeing ourselves as the light, as the love, as the real unity on this planet. As we start to shake off all the other energies through the apocalypse that we are going through on this planet, we find out that the light comes from us and that creating our universe is the only way to change the light on this planet. We see ourselves in the highest. We do not let these energies that are circulating on this planet now take us down. Instead, we use those energies to propel ourselves to be our best, to propel ourselves to help Earth heal, and to propel humanity, to help ourselves, to help propel humanity into a healing space as we create love, peace, joy, and abundance on this planet for ourselves and for each and every one of us. We see Mother Gaia with no X's or O's in her sky. I've never seen an O, actually, unless it's like a blue angel. And I've never making a smoke ring. And we see no forever chemicals or plastics in Mother Gaia's soils and waters because we want to live upon them, right? Favor. Exactly. And with that, we say hallelujah. So it is. And so it shall be forevermore. All right, guys. There you go. So yeah, the only way to heal is to heal yourself. And that helps. If we heal our little corner of planet Earth, and each and everybody does, then we heal planet Earth, right? Exactly. So it is. So it shall be. All right, guys. Grateful. And we will see you all not tomorrow. Tomorrow's Sunday. Tomorrow's the Super Bowl. My mother calls it she used to call it the toilet. She's like, who's playing the toilet bowl? But no, it's the super. Is it really super? The bowl, the Super Bowl. But without without the Broncos in it, the Denver Broncos, is it super? I don't know. But yeah, so tomorrow's the Super Bowl. So favor, if you're if you give energy to the Super Bowl and I like the advertisements. I'll go back on YouTube and watch the advertisements after the Super Bowl. But no, I'm going to DoorDash and try to make as much. That's the time to DoorDash during the Super Bowl is the best time to, pretty much. New Year's Eve is another good time to DoorDash, but Super Bowl. All right, guys, the stupid bowl. Yeah, we could do better with money and priorities on this planet, but you know, what do they say? Loaves and fishes, feed the masses, entertain the masses, right? I miss the Budweiser. Budweiser. Oh yeah, those are always the best. Budweiser. Yeah, I think they won an advertising advertising award for that. There's awards for advertisements. If you didn't, I forget what they're called, but I think they won a best advertisement of the year. I know Geico's won a few of those for their commercials too. Mike. What day is it, Mike? All right, guys. Favor. Have an amazing day, and don't let the news get you down. Remember that the only way to fix it is to create your own universe. We create a counterbalance by creating a universe full of love, sovereignty, peace, and not any of that, right? And so the more of us creating a universe that we are in love with, that we can enjoy, and we counterbalance all the other energies on this planet, right? Because if we were all in our own space doing our own thing, then exactly, but, we'd have the energetic advantage. The Addy Awards, yep, I was working in that field. Oh, wow, okay. So, yeah, exactly. So, yeah, I think the Budweiser won the best commercial for its year. And then Mike. That's always, that one got a couple of awards, too. But, I used to kind of be into that sort of, kind of, I don't know. But I haven't seen an advertisement in days, so I don't know. I don't watch any. I don't pay. I get YouTube Premium, so I don't see any advertising at all. I have XM in my car, and if I watch anything, otherwise it's on Netflix. So I don't think I've seen, unless a bus pulled up or something, I don't think I've seen an advertisement in like forever. Honestly, like Billboard, but that's about it. Yeah, just absorb. That's the whole point. All right, guys, I love you all. Have an amazing day. I may see you throughout the otherwise, but I'm gonna be DoorDashing. So if I'm in a chat, it's just a hello. But otherwise, guys, I will see you all on Monday. Look for some more shorts. And I figured out that, and I'm gonna try something here. So bear with me. It's gonna be an experiment. So if it works, you'll see it posted. But I think I figured out a way to download my literal lives, like to the hard drive, right, from YouTube, because these are all on YouTube, and I don't own them per se. So if I can do so, they shuffle things around. So if I can literally download one, then I can use Streamlab, right, to cut out the channelings. And so if this works, you may start to see some of the individual channelings from Good Dawning. I'm going to try. So if you don't see it, it didn't work. Or I'm still trying to figure it out. But trying to get the channelings from Good Dawning as their own separate entities onto here's the channeling from Good Dawning on February 1st. Post it as its own video. So we'll see what happens here. But as we could have like 500, almost 500 videos we could post then, 4 and change at least, with all the channelings and Good Dawning. So we'll see what happens here. If that works, then you'll start seeing those pop up as well. But one step at a time here. But if that works, then I got to get a portable hard drive, like a big couple terabyte hard drive, and I can start stashing my download my Good Dawning. So that would be great. All right, guys. I love you all. Have an amazing day, and I will see you all out and about. Thank you. Love you guys. And we didn't work with any crystals. That's okay. All right, guys. Love you.